Good evening. I want to welcome you to our September 20th, 2021 regularly scheduled school board meeting. I want to welcome all of our visitors. We are still social distancing. We appreciate you observing the mask wearing and social distancing. And so if we have any administrators who might be here, if you would just wave and say hello. I see parents. I see Marquette McKnight from MEEF, along with Mr. Carl Brown, Alan Harkness from our library systems. And is Marianne Rickner here? All right, so thank you all for joining us. Up next, we will have our inspiration.
So I haven't been lucky enough to go, but there's been a very nice Van Gogh exhibit up in Atlanta, and it's made me, anyway, so in the process of that, I've seen this inspiration and really liked it. It says, "Love many things, for therein lies the true strength, and whosoever loves much performs much and can accomplish much, and what is done in love is done well," by Vincent Van Gogh. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. McRae. This month, we will have our students from North Columbus Elementary School to bring us our Pledge of Allegiance and character word. Hey. Wait 1 second so we can turn that mic on and give us your name again. We really appreciate that. We normally have it already on for you because you don't have to figure that out. We do.
The character word of the month is diligence, and my name is Wyatt, and I show diligence by pushing through pain in baseball and winning in the end.
My name is Katie, and I show diligence by putting 100% effort into my work.
My name is Carly, and I show diligence by concentrating on my work.
My name is Manny, and I show diligence by trying again if I fail.
My name is Lainey, and I show diligence by following directions.
My name is Kinsley, and I show diligence by studying for my test so I do my best.
My name is Liam, and I show diligence by showing up even when I don't feel like it.
My name is Addison, and I show diligence by practicing my dance until I feel confident.
My name is Peyton, and I show diligence by keeping up my run in soccer.
Is your teacher here with you? The counselor is here, but normally we hear the teacher's name and what grade you're in. So if you bring the microphone back down, start with you and give us your grade and teacher name.
I'm in 5th grade, and my homeroom teacher is Miss Arendt.
I'm in 5th grade, and my homeroom teacher is Miss Arndt.
I'm in 5th grade, and my homeroom teacher is Miss Marino.
I'm in 5th grade, and my homeroom teacher is Miss Arndt.
I'm in 5th grade, and my homeroom teacher is Miss Thomas.
I'm in 5th grade, and my homeroom teacher is Miss Thomas.
I'm in 5th grade, and my homeroom teacher is Miss Flournoy.
I'm in 5th grade, and my homeroom teacher is Miss Thomas.
My name is Wyatt, and I'm in 5th grade, and my homeroom teacher is Miss Arndt.
Outstanding, very good. Thank you, parents. If you would give us a wave. Thank you so much for all that you do. Good morning. Thank you, boys and girls. That was awesome. Good job. All right. Okay, we do have a new system, and it's going to help me to recognize you all, but I do have to, give me a second and I'll point your name.
Let's try it again. I'd like to make a motion that we approve the agenda.
And I'm Kathy Williams, and I'll second that motion.
All right, motion by Ms. Chambers, second by Ms. Williams to approve, motion to approve the agenda. Hand vote, all in favor? All in favor on this end? All right, that motion passes. Thank you so very much. I do want to say before we go on and welcome our visitors that you may notice we have an empty chair up here. Our fearless Superintendent, Dr. David Lewis, has stepped away for a minute. He's handling an emergency situation, and he may or may not return, but we will carry on this meeting. All right, so I did welcome the visitors earlier. Welcome you again. Thank you for all that you do in your support of public education. First item is the public agenda. Ms. Jennifer Ladeni. And Mr. Miller also said that he would not be in attendance. So we will move on.
To be excused for this first action item, I've made my legal disclosure that there may be a perception of conflict, and so I'm just going to remove myself from all conversation. Thank you.
Yes. Ms. Chambers?
You want to call for 4.01?
You had your, it's telling me you want to speak. No? All right. All right. Well, can I accept that as a motion from you?
Ma'am, I'd like to move that we accept 4.01.
That was motion by Ms. Chambers, second by Ms. Jackson. Are there any additional questions?
Ask for clarity for.
4.01, the tax allocation district?
Anyway, just to follow.
Okay, hold on. Go ahead.
Sorry, follow up on a question we had last weekend. They sent us an email, but it says up to 30 years, but really until the TAD is paid off, which should be shorter than that.
Ms. Chambers, you still have anything?
Or
Yes.
voting on.
Yes.
I want to
trying to
make sure that we've also updated the intergovernmental agreement. Have we changed that, made changes to that as well?
Not since the work session. I wasn't contacted about making a change this past week.
Okay.
So it'd be the same version that was on
Okay.
your agenda for the work session and tonight.
I think
Okay.
you're looking for the clarification about the
The two
participants,
voting members,
the two voting
yeah.
members from the school district. Did you verify?
So, yeah, this would be the same mechanism that you used for all of the other TADs, except for the Midland TAD, where we had some additional input, some additional provisions for participation by the board and actual approval by the board. So this reverts back to the other earlier 6 TAD mechanisms for approval.
I don't have a problem with either way.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, we're ready to vote now. It was motion by Ms. Chambers, second by Ms. Jackson. we're ready to vote now. And to Ms. Buckner's point, this is a recommendation to approve the resolution of an intergovernmental agreement between the Muscogee County School District and the Columbus Consolidated Government for a redevelopment plan creating a tax allocation district number 8. That's the South Columbus River District. And you typically hear us refer to it as TAD, but it's Tax Allocation District. Has everybody voted? Okay. All right, great. All right, that passes. Next item is 4.02 is the revised policy BCBK for executive session. It need to sit? We're ready to vote? Are we having technical difficulty? To October, all right. So that one will be on the table for 30 days. All right, the next one has been on the table for 30 days. New policy FE for facilities and project planning. Motion by Ms. Buckner, second by Ms. Chambers. Any questions? We're ready to vote now. This recommendation is created to ensure that all Muscogee County School District facilities meet the requirements to serve persons with disabilities. All right, that item passes. Next item is 4.04, is the board meeting schedule change. Motion by Ms. Jackson, second by Ms. Williams. Are there any questions? Be sure to update your calendar.
Take a moment to remember that both meetings are now kind of off our normal schedule. So our work session will be the first Monday of the month on the 4th, and then our voting meeting will be the fourth Monday of the month on the 25th. So if anyone shows up on the second or third Monday, no one will be here.
We're ready to vote now. All right, that passes. Item 4.05 is the fiscal year 23 state capital outlay application. Motion by Mr. Cantrell, second by Ms. Jackson. Are there any questions? We're ready to vote now. This is the application for the state entitlement funds, 16 projects. All right, that item passes. Item 4.06 is the Georgia Department of Education site application. Motion by Mr. Cantrell, second by Ms. Chambers. Are there any questions? We're ready to vote now. This application is for the new elementary school number 8 and for Matthews Elementary School 4 classroom addition.
I also mentioned that the public forums have been scheduled.
Let's see if the dates are on here. We did get an email later. October 7th and October 12th are the Scheduled meeting date, 6 p.m. at, is St. Mary's? So, okay, so October 7th, 6 p.m., Dawson Elementary School. October 12th, 6 p.m., St. Mary's Elementary School are the public forums. If you have any questions, this is for public input as well as notice for the community. And those are SPLOST projects. They were on the referendum, and we are excited that we're at that point of the SPLOST and we're ready to deliver on it. Ms. Chambers?
Yes, have we, put those dates out, on the site so that the parents will know when that's going to occur?
It will go out today because we're just now
Okay,
saying it. And also there will be very intentional weekly and then daily connect messages to parents to make sure that they understand the dates and to, appear or phone in or email in any questions or concerns that they may have.
okay, so we'll send it out, the schools will send it out, of course. Then we'll do a connected message, and then it'll also be on the website, so the
Correct.
parents can participate
That's
in the
correct.
conversation.
That's correct.
Okay.
The schools will be instructed to have pretty substantial communication with their school family so that they will be aware of the meeting dates
Perfect.
and opportunities.
Perfect, okay, thank you.
Did we vote on that? Okay, there it is. All right, that passes. 4.07 is the revised school HVAC project budget. Motion by Ms. Buckner, second by Ms. Jackson. Are there any questions? It was Kathy, okay. We're ready to vote now. And this is for the HVAC upgrades for Hannon and Kendrick. Ms. Buckner, are you going to, after this vote, are you going to give us your disclaimer? All right, that passes. Brings us to the consent agenda. Hold on, let me get you. There we go. Or did I cut you off? Hit your mic again.
I'm not
Yes,
sure if
ma'am.
I like this new system, but it says that we have a potential to gain back like $1.4 million from the Georgia Department of Education. Is that in the application that we just approved, or would this be something separate? Do we have to actually approve this first? And then, I know David is not here, but can somebody answer that for me?
Well,
Ask for it back, but no, I don't know that for sure.
either that or it's like a credit, e-credit or something where we have the potential for that amount. It's the entitlements, okay.
Okay, perfect. So we'll apply for that later once we've paid for it, and then we can get $1.4 million back. Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, Ms.
As usual, the board wants the public to know that we have thoroughly discussed each item as we do in our work sessions each month, so that you will know that we're not briefly going through the agenda with no attention. Each item has been thoroughly vetted, discussed, and considered by the school board.
Thank you very much, Ms. Buckner. Are there any questions? Do we need a motion? Need a motion? Motion by Ms. Williams, second by Ms. Chambers. Any additional questions? Anything need to be further discussed, pulled out? All right, we're ready to vote on the consent agenda.
The vote tally to come in, I would like to mention that under donations, we have over $12,000 from, I think, 14 different donors supporting more than 10 programs in schools. And we appreciate very much the generosity of this community to public education.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much. We'll catch the superintendent's updates if he has any of the next time, but we do have under information, we are required to discuss at our public meeting, our board self-assessment, as well as our exemplary committee self-assessment of us. We got them done, and I appreciate you all for taking the time to complete those. And I really want to thank the committee members for lending us their expertise and, most importantly, their time. And you can see the committee members, the requirement is to have two people from the community. And so we actually have 3. And the district person was Miss Castillo, who of course is on vacation today, but she did submit hers. So I will try to do them simultaneously and just read the different comments from each, okay? So our self-assessment, the tool that we used, is aligned with our Georgia Department of Education and Georgia State School Board's required codes of conduct and ethics. And so it's listed in domains to help us think about a particular area. And we want to grow and develop and be better. And so seeking and receiving input from the community and from each other is how we become better, is how we grow professionally and become better. And so that's important to our board. And we have appreciated the continuous recognition of an exemplary board status among colleagues for throughout our entire state. That it's done through the Georgia School Board Association. So the first domain talks about the governance structure. And okay, electronic devices. So there are standards underneath each domain. And so I want to say that we were rated satisfactory, okay? And then there are some comments.
I think you need to note that satisfactory was the highest rating, you know,
Okay.
so it wasn't like there was a rating above it.
Okay, that's important. So the ratings were satisfactory, needs improvement, and I don't know, right? And so we were rated satisfactory. That's a great point. Thank you for bringing that out. So under the first standard, the governance leadership team is comprised of the local board of education, and we adhere to appropriate roles and responsibilities. And then each will have some elements. And so we were rated satisfactory in the fact that we elect our officers using a procedure that's defined by state law, that we designate the superintendent as the executive officer of school systems and fully delegate that authority to provide educational leadership and management of the day-to-day operations. So we were satisfactory in that we are doing that. The standard B is the leadership team executes its duties as defined in the state constitution and state laws, board rules, constituents, and local board policies, accreditation standards and procedures of ethical standards, which governs our conduct. We were satisfactory in that. Standard B, annually and as needed, utilizing and adopting strategic planning process. The governance leadership team monitors and reports progress on, I skipped over that. That the board establish and follow local board policies and procedures and ethical standards. So we got satisfactory on those. Some of the comments were that we work collaboratively with each other. Even though we don't agree, we continue to work collaboratively. Under Domain 1, the committee says that recognize the fact that we take our training seriously, because that's also standard D on here about our training. We have lots of options for individual training, and we're very fortunate in Georgia to have that. We have training that's set aside through the Georgia School Board Association and other approved vendors through the State School Board, which we could take on our own time. Georgia School Board Association, I think, call it School Board U, School Board University, so that we can better ourselves. We can grow professionally and take any amount of training or any different types of topics for training out on our own time. And we do go train collectively as a group twice a year. And then in between that, we train individually. So they gave us a satisfactory in that area. Let's see, under Domain 2, is strategic planning. The committee felt like how we moved through this pandemic in delivering public education, they hope that we're developing a design from our current response and develop data for future preparation for any future health crisis or pandemic or epidemic instead of by default. And so I do believe that the superintendent and his team is taking note and will reflect on what worked, what we can do differently. And so that was great feedback from the committee. Other concerns or questions would be about the strategic plan being more prominent in our work that we do on a daily and monthly basis. And so there has been conversation. I took that feedback with the superintendent so that we can develop our agenda presentation so that it specifically says and is very transparent what parts of our strategic plan that we're working on. And further discussion from this excellent feedback is that we will make this a part of our annual retreat, to go over the strategic plan so that when there is community input or any updates that we would, he will have already heard from the board through the retreat, and that we will continue or more deliberately and specifically adopt the strategic plan, because it's a very fluid plan, so it's always going to be changes to that. But to make sure that we are articulating that and that it's obvious and present and that we're intentional about the work that we do being in line with the strategic plan and that we're following it so that everybody is clear and it's not any, sometimes you can hear the superintendent, at least I hear him regularly saying, according to our strategic plan, this is in response to the strategic plan, but that can get lost. It can become mundane saying it like that. So we want to be intentional in making sure that it's listed and labeled to do so. So that was the Domain 2 for the strategic plan. Let's see. Domain 3 was the board and community relations. Some of the feedback was hopefully we can get back to having public forums. We've done them in the past. We've had an opportunity to meet with the public, and we want to make sure that we continue that engagement. From the committee, they felt like the use of YouTube Live was and is an excellent engagement. And the archived meetings are useful and should continue. And we were able to realize that. I don't know if any of you noticed that when we were on shutdown, we could easily have 2,000 viewers, at the school board meeting. And that's because people couldn't come. And that was because everybody, including us, weekly were waiting on edge to see what is going to be the response, what opportunities that we have to, make sure that our employees are safe and that our students are safe and that they're learning. And so, the current conditions and situations were changing. So until, like parents and employees, we were also waiting and trying to be intentional in this effort to deliver free and appropriate public education in the midst of a pandemic. So that was some follow-up from that, and that we should get back to that business. Let's see. All right, domain number 4 is policy development. The committee just gave satisfactory, no comments on that. They felt like with the explanation that our policies are largely are us adopting state and federal policy. We don't have a choice. And I assured them that if we come up with any additional local policy, we do work very closely with Hall Booth Smith, our legal team, to ensure that, we are in accordance and being decent and in order. All right, board meetings was domain number 5. And if I have skipped any of your comments, just, at the end, you can mic up and say something. So domain number 5 was board meetings. Thank you. For board meetings, and they talk more about being able to, about us being live. Domain 6 was personnel. We were satisfactory from the committee's perspective. Board members. It talked about us making sure that, the day-to-day operations for personnel was the superintendent's responsibility. We have made comments about wanting to have a little bit more information along the way in that process, but we are clear of our roles. Let's see. Domain 7 is financial governance. Satisfactory from the committee, no comments. Board members. Requesting a deeper understanding of financing on the board. And again, we have an opportunity to do that through our providers from the State Department of Education. All right, there's a desire for us, board members, to have a clear understanding and correlation between what we're spending money on and based on, what the strategic plan says that we should be focused on, and that those are all valid points. And then ethics, the committee noted that the current board is believed to operate ethically and collaboratively, and board members, let's see, who had comments? I think that's it. Did I leave any of your comments out? Please sure to.
One quick thing that I did remember from the community panel, that even though Pat and I put these notes together, and I forgot to mention earlier, is they were very appreciative of the money that had been given back to staff for furlough days, and then the bonuses that had been given, that the community was very appreciative of that.
Thank you very much. Anything else? What was that, Ms. Faulkner?
I was trying to get an approval from Mrs. Williams if,
You didn't hear her say, no, we don't have any comments?
Right,
That was
that's-
for all the rest of you.
if
not to
everything
have
was
any.
okay right now.
So we won't prolong the time. All right, that was a motion and a second for an adjournment. Goodbye, all. That's unanimous. What's October 4th? Oh, next meeting, October 4th, board work session. you.